Testing for audio. Testing for audio. Wow. This new mic does not sound sweet. This, it's also a little on the soft side. Test. Advanced audio properties. Mic. Balance looks fine. Oh, don't down mixed auto. Hey, Raphael. Test. It's still kind of soft. Oh well. We'll see. Jaco. Hi. Cheers. I appreciate the donation. Oh, hey, Cal. How you doing, man? Yeah, so since my interface broke, I don't get to use my favorite over-the-ear headset with mic combination. And doing this for an entire stream feels silly and pretentious to me. So I wanted to try this, but it feels very soft. Like I should be blowing out the mic when I do that. Yes, I am sick. I am on the mend. Hopefully. But I am sick. I want to try one other thing. Audio input capture. Wait. Yeah. Audio input capture. What if we add this mic separately? Microphone. This thing. Test. It's about the same. Okay, we'll live with it. Also, we're trying the cat cam. Since she always sits there and naps anyway, I figured may as well be exploiting her for some views. Normally I have the I turned off the second mic. Sound better now? Although I can't do this the entire time. I could always switch back to the Yeti for these. Ian, you sound like a transformer. You mean in a bad way? Excuse me. Let's pop out chat. I don't need to see my stupid face this entire time. Hello, Miss Arty Visual. I like the username. Hope you feel better. Well, if I get a baby up, I'll feel a baby. I was reading the next comment. My baby is coughing too. And I combined that with video. I don't want to get a baby up. That's for other people to do. I want to get a video up. Autobots, roll out. That is the kitty cam. Yeah. Like we said, I feel like I need to use what I have for views. Jodie. Sniff. And since she's way more adorable than I am. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty adorable. Alright, let's do some editing, shall we? Let me not sniffle and blow my nose into the microphone. So, where are my nose blowery things? Tissues, that's the word. I'm alright for now. Okay. Let's take a look at what I got done yesterday. And see how we can do. Hello, Salvatore. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to experiment with is I eventually want to do the Buffy board game in a bad decision stream on camera. And that's going to require the dual microphone setup, or excuse me, the dual camera multiple microphone setup working. So this is my first time messing around with that. Oh, we don't. Do we want display capture? Do we want display capture? No, we don't. That looks wrong to me. Why does that look wrong to me? Window capture. What is going on? That's wrong. Nope, nope, that's very wrong. I'm still under the fog of many doses of Dayquil, so bear with me. Is that right? I guess that's right. But you still can't see the bottom of the window. It's a little distorted, but that'll do. Late. Any chances of streaming the 2 Buffy games for the original Xbox? I've heard they're pretty good. Chances of streaming the original Xbox games, 100%. I have both of them right here. And these two are another reason I've been doing video game streams a little bit more, was to kind of play around with the format. I am wearing a green shirt. I was going to turn it around, but this is fine. Can I show you a piece of fan art I was just sent on Discord? Yeah, sure. Hopefully Discord doesn't sign in on the main window. There we go. Nope, it's signed in on the main window. But that's why we have window capture on, not display capture. Same as the one on the PlayStation? Yeah, the PlayStation 1 or 2, I believe. But I've tested both of them out, and the other thing is, like, the thing I've been playing on the Twitch channel is Spider-Man, which is very good, by the way. And I've been playing through it with the Tom Holland outfit. But it's running off the PS4, and then it's going through a video capture box through Twitch. So there was a little bit of setup involved, and before we actually do the Buffy playthrough, I wanted to do that. But I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to be would show up to something like that, or if I should do it on the main channel. Maybe I'll do it on the side channel. Aw. Sorry. Yeah, the PS4 Spider-Man is very good. I keep thinking, like, well, it's very good. I hit a point in the story where I was like, wow, I'm very into this. No spoilers, but it is very cute. The game's very good. What's the wind? You driving? Oh, no, because I'm sick, I'm very hot. And so I've got fans blasting me from all angles, and I'm guessing the mic is picking them up. So it's a little bit of a kludgy stream. Also, nope, that's the right microphone. This mic is directly in front of my face and picking up fans that are hitting my legs. Hold on, let's just switch to the Yeti. I can't abide terrible audio. Hold on. Just a second. This will be Yeti. I want you to hear all the sniffles, all the phlegmy sounds. I'll mute if I have to sneeze. Okay, so just a second, everyone. I'm fixing this now. So we want to change our default audio input. I'm just going to unplug this. Hold on 1 minute. I'm actually going to do some editing today, too. Test. That sounds probably a little bit more like what we're all used to, although I can still hear the fan. But it's not as bad. Let me get rid of the other mic sound, sorry. Just a second. disabled. Apply. Okay. Yeah, that should be, echo should be fixed now. Thumbs up? Thumbs up from chat? Anyone? And now I look so douchey. Nope, still echoing? Oh, it is still echoing. Damn it. Sorry. Settings. Where the hell's that extra audio input? I'll just do this. There we go. Sounds mechanical. You sound very stereo. Oh, speaking of... Oh, no, this mic's stereo. That should work just fine. Okay, it should be fixed now. Yes? No? Do I sound like my normal radio? I don't know. What the hell do I sound like? Someone said I sounded like one of the parents from a cartoon? The Rugrats? Anyway, so does this sound better than the headset mic? It probably sounds better than the headset mic. This is a condenser microphone. This microphone does good things with people's voice. Don't worry, Miss Anti-Visual. Arty-Visual, excuse me. I will be sneezing and coughing at some point. But this mic has a mute button on it. I will no doubt at some point during the stream mute myself and then forget to unmute myself. I blame it on the Dayquil, but really it's just poor life choices. So if I happen to do that, feel free to shout out in chat. Ian, you're muted. And we're not really getting the bang for our buck with this kitty cam, are we? Hey. When I put that camera there, she was laying down facing the camera. Now we're just getting all of the business end. But anyway. Oh, and I forgot for earlier, Jaco, all the buttons work now.
The dance of capitalist superiority.
Once again, thank you for the donation. Okay, let's do some editing, shall we? And do I have all my beverages? Must stay hydrated. That was the thing. So, I think, what day is today? I don't even know. Today's Wednesday? So, Sunday and Monday I slept about 40 hours. I got sick on Saturday and I was like, oh, this isn't good. And then Sunday I was like, oh my God. I went to bed at 9:30. I woke up at 3:45 in the afternoon. And then ate, and then fell back asleep again and slept until the next day. Which is good. I mean, you're sick and you have to take care of yourself. But the problem is not eating and getting dehydrated. And so I've been, like, trying to battle back from the dehydration a little bit. It started to break yesterday. Today's been about the same. But the other thing about, like, doing this full-time now is if I don't get a video up, yeah, there's not really sick days. I take a day off after I publish a video now, but, you know, and you lose some days to personal life stuff, but other than that, it's like, kind of got to get back to work. Oh. Anyway, so got a little bit of editing done yesterday. The other thing I want to do, so, and maybe you guys can help me with this. I've been, slowly starting to try and do... I don't know how to leverage Instagram properly. My life is not interesting, visually interesting enough to, you know, make anything interesting out of Instagram. And, you know, there's only so many pictures of me in the bathroom mirror... Got to clarify that one quickly. That people, I think, care to see. So what I've been doing is I've started doing these little, like, sort of greatest hits series. So I redid Why You Should Watch Buffy as a Instagram. Whoa, that's loud. Sorry, hold on one second. Sound. Choose your default output device. We are now on the Yeti. So let me see. Oh, you guys can't hear it. But the audio is there. I'd have to reboot OBS for it to work. So I had to convert everything and put it together. It's like, oh, okay, fine. And then I did the opening of the first video, the Buffy versus Dracula video. Anyway, I was thinking of just using Instagram to do like kind of like little greatest or best ofs from the channel. Doing little video shorts pulling from like the Wesley intro in Bad Girls and stuff like that. Got a night of editing ahead. Feels like being in office cubicles. See you at the water cooler. I actually like that. Sometimes sometimes I ask Jack to hop on and work with me. Jack does some of the Patreon editing, and it helps having someone sit there. One of the comments from these edit streams I get a lot of times is people have me on in the background while they work on a college paper or something like that, because it's that exact cubicle buddy phenomena. Anyway, I was going to pick out another bit from the episode guide to cut and upload as an Instagram video. But the goal is not for it to be an advertisement for the channel, but to create something that's kind of interesting. And I never want to do ads, so like I tried to actually add the text and make this video visually compelling by itself, and then as a side benefit, it kind of loads to the channel itself. But I'd be curious what I have this on when I'm programming a game. Yeah, James. Posting that kind of content with relevant hashtags, you could post pretty much whatever image. I think I tried to hashtag. No, yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, BTVS, The Gift. Again, I don't want to be too. I don't know. It's like if they're not rewarding and interesting to watch by themselves, I'm not interested. But that's always kind of the problem too, right? Anyway, I'll probably cut one of those while we're doing the stream today too. And we turn off display capture, and there we go. A lot of my editing is done in calls that can be extended silence, but it's nice that any thoughts out loud get a response. Yeah. Good to have company. Most definitely. And when I first started doing this, I was like, why the hell? Editing is such a... Like, some of the videos have taken 40 hours to edit. Why the hell would anyone sit here and watch this? But then, I learned from the people that show up to this that it's kind of about the community and the company and like other people are doing work. So, anyway, let's get some work done. I can't hear anything. Neither can you. Okay, that's good, because it's probably still on the old audio input. Can you tell I'm on Dayquil? Systems on it. I shouldn't blame Dayquil. A real craftsman never blames his tools. Also, that came up in 4K. Get it together, Windows. What the hell's going on? Oh, Adobe Audition. Okay. Sound. Settings. Output. Okay, that volume's up. Master troubleshooting. Is it? Adobe's being a butt. Audio hardware. Yes. Yeti. Yes. Speakers. Yeti. Yes. Okay.
There is some.
That's not Yeti. Oh boy. All right, let's just close Premiere and we'll open it back up again. I'd be happy with relevant Buffy clips, memes on Instagram. I assume you have a treasure trove of episode clips to pull from. Well, that's kind of the idea. I thought of editing like short versions of the episode guides, which would then link out to the full version. That's actually a big undertaking. There we go. Okay, but you don't have sound. Well, we're halfway there. I can hear now. Let's get you some sound. Hold on. Audio output capture. Okay. Device default. Let's just not assume that Windows is routing properly. Put it on the Yeti. The relator. There we go. You have sound now. Need to replace the screen image. I'm not sure what screen image you're referring to, Boris. Are you talking about the kitty? She's not going to get a nap because I'm going to be waking her up every time. How come Xander gets so many one-off episodes and Willow doesn't? I don't know. It's kind of lame, and even though, and I mentioned it in this video, I think Xander has some terrific, charming one-offs. Have you ever made a Buffy meme or posted anything on Reddit? No, most of my stuff gets posted to the Buffy, Angel, and Firefly subreddits by you guys. So, like, I'm not super active on Reddit because essentially, like, the communities where you would want to talk about the stuff that I talk about on the channel already exist. I do try and go to the Buffy subreddits and respond to people or react to stuff. But that's kind of why the Passion of the Nerd subreddit has languished such as it is. I'm also not terrific at, meme sorts of things, I guess. Although maybe I am within the video. I don't know. iRobot, UJ, and Doppelgangland. Yeah, well, Doppelgangland is one of them. It's funny, I was talking to some people on Twitter who also do podcasts and that sort of thing, and Doppelgangland is also one of their more popular episodes. So it's like, simply by evidence of what people click on and what they go to, I feel like Doppelgangland is one of the top 5 most popular episodes of the show. Not rating on best or quality or favorite stories or emotion or whatever, but like ones that people feel compelled to reach out and consume content about. Still have 50s Angel on the stream. Oh yeah, the thumbnail. The replacement. Forgot about that. I knew I was feeling something. I'm so tired. Buffy, the replacement. Images. Let's grab ourselves a thumb. There's a thumb. View image. Save image as. Sorry guys, inside baseball, just a moment. Oh, can I change the stream? Oh yeah, I can change them because I've done it before. Where did my thumbnail go? Is that... There are certain things on my computer I don't want to accidentally make thumbnails on the internet. Yeah, that's the one that I want. Change thumbnail. Open. Okay. There we go. That should be proper now. Thank you, Boris. Probably because Willow has more overall development throughout the years, so you don't have to condense that as much. I suppose Willow or Xander's never directly the source of an arc. The way Willow is. Cordelia chased something blue. Is that a Willow-centric episode? It's kind of a Willow-centric episode. It's like she sort of induces the madness and then disappears for a large extent of it. Reddit hates Buffy? That's too bad. Miss Tiffany, more Buffy. Yay! Yep, I'm working on it. Oh, I meant to have a little Q&A on screen. Oh, well, that's fine. There's only so much room. I don't want, like, all this busyness. Sorry, I hit the microphone. Okay. Yeah, the Firefly series is probably going to end up the most popular series on the channel. Simply because Firefly has more eyes on when it comes to the internet. But that series is going to roll out a little bit more slowly because I'm collaborating on that with Jessica, my friend, who also has a full-time job and is also sick. So, did you ever play any of the Buffy games? Yep, I've got the Xbox One sitting here, and we played the board game a couple of weeks ago. Thank you, Donut. And we want to play it on stream. So, but we'll announce that well in advance. It's a very complicated game, lots of rules, but it was still fun. Surprisingly few penis metaphors compared to the Zeppo. This one's more about other things. I feel like Xander's big thing is Hell's Bells, knowing his family life extensively up to that point, and then finally seeing his resolve tested in a huge way. The rest is recovery. Yeah, definitely, and that was why I was trying to set up with Restless. I get that a lot of people dislike him. That's fine, and there are times I dislike him too. Probably a lot of it has to do with how much I identify with him, and so like I'm muxing my own regrets into a lot of his mistakes. But there's a certain amount of, like, just sort of things that... Boy, she just looks like a lump of nothing. Sorry, I got distracted by the cat. How's the board game I've been meaning to play? It's very fun. There's also a single-player mode, which I thought would be fun to do in a stream at some point. Oh, I'm going to have to censor the cat cam if she gives herself a bath. No one needs to see that. Well, Boris, there's nothing I can do about that, really. There's only one space to change the thumbnail. And it's just a edit stream, so no worries. Anyway, let's take a look at what we did. Cat. I don't disagree completely, but let's use our inside voice. But I'll go ahead and show that comment. That kind of stuff gets auto-censored. And I'm just saying that if you type something and I don't see it, to hit the show button.
There is something so pathetic and yet effortlessly relatable about Xander in The Replacement. Starting with the hot plate the cat peed on and his mother not respecting privacy boundaries, to the different Xander halves finding each other so funny. I say that realizing just how much heat Xander takes in the fandom, often reasonably so. But in most of the episodes where he is centrally featured, I find his trials easy to empathize with. From his crisis of masculinity in the Zeppo.
Is this a penis metaphor?
That edit is not fast enough.
Is this
Oh, this isn't going to work because of the way I cut that. So, what we actually want to do is this. Man, everyone's getting real cursy. It's a family show. Let's save our cursing for the bad decision streams. Also, general rule, we avoid politics. Unless I've had too much wine. And then I start spouting things that I regret later. I'm trying. So, how do I fix this? Oh, I forgot. Premiere has this cool feature. There's an edit. Delete. No. Premiere, you made me look like the fool. Oh, that's right. That's because I cut that weirdly. So that actually is supposed to go like that. So we'll do this. And then we'll do that.
From his crisis of masculinity in the Zeppo.
Is this a penis metaphor?
Oh, the pause is me, not her. Let's get rid of that. Pastor. That's alright, Cat. I wasn't trying to be patronizing either. Or rude. Or prude? Patronizing and rude? Is that the... Did I just blow my own mind? No, that's probably wrong. There we go. Buffy the Vampire Slayer was a sexy show that didn't actually show sex. I don't know, season 6 got real dirty. And there's Waiting in the Wings on Angel. Every time I watch that episode, I get hot under the collar. What am I, a 99-year-old man? I do declare.
With from his crisis of masculinity in the Zeppo.
Is this a penis metaphor?
Yes.
It doesn't end fast. That should end right there. Punchy! Quick! This is me editing sick. So we'll do this, and then we'll extend that, and then we'll move that there. Yay! Yeah, I think Buffy was a very sexy show. Undo. When was NYPD Blue? That was like, that's the sort of yardstick boundary pusher, wasn't it? Blue. But it's different when you're making a show that you're targeting for young adults. I suppose you need to be a little more careful.
Zeppo.
Is this a penis metaphor?
Yes, it definitely was. To his case of extreme...
By the way, I'm very congested, so this is going to be sort of a fly-catchy sort of episode. So if I'm sort of like mouth breathing into the microphone, you know, it is what it is. Did I just screw up all the edits I did?
Definitely was. To his case of extreme self-doubt that Spike triggered so easily in the Yoko factor. In fact, it's possible that my case of over-identification is the trigger for my own sense of frustration with him when he commits frustrating and often unaddressed, maybe more so than any other character, errors in judgment or impulse. But with the replacement, at least, I am firmly in his camp.
I was told I wasn't allowed to see Buffy Season 6 because of the content in it. You were 8 or 9 when it came out. But I had already seen it at that point. My family were terrible at hiding VHS DVDs.
At least I am firmly in his camp. Curiously, between Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered and the Zeppo, it seems like Xander gets some of the more whimsical and charming character-specific scenes in the series. And after watching The Replacement, I went and looked something up. Jane Espenson wrote Band Candy, Earshot.
Buffy is all of us.
That was an awkward edit. Earshot. That should be... Actually, we probably don't need that little bit anymore. Delete.
The Candy, Earshot.
Buffy is all of us, we think.
Therefore she is.
And Candy, Earshot.
Buffy is all...
Too loud.
Earshot.
Buffy is all...
Earshot.
Buffy is all of us, we think. Therefore she is.
Pangs, a new man.
That one was too loud. My audio feels real soft.
Pangs, a new man, Superstar, and The Replacement, and has a couple more great episodes yet to come. That might be a list of greatest hits, second only to Joss himself, and most of them have a similar sort of magical flight of fancy to them.
Not my best intro.
Riley and Buffy are doing Xander a solid, with some hang in his slightly awkward living situation. The two of them both politely ignoring said awkward and taking everything in stride is just meltingly heartwarming.
I do have SpaghettiOs. Set them on top of the dryer and you're a fluff cycle away from lukewarm goodness.
I have drier food for lunch.
Buffy seems...
That's one of my favorite Riley lines. I had drier food for lunch.
Fluff cycle away from lukewarm goodness.
I have drier food for lunch.
Buffy seems distracted with her...
That's a terrible cut. Why did I do that? I was definitely sick editing yesterday. Let's do this. Why don't we just extend that scene?
For lunch.
Buffy seems distracted with her newfound commitment, and Riley decides to help her relax. Xander attempts to emulate with Xander-like results.
Ow! What are you doing?
Buffy criticizes the
Yeah, what are the other two? Actually, there's two. He has two good lines in this episode. We'll get to the other one.
Buffy criticizes the on-screen foo, highlighting a phenomena I've always found kind of fascinating. Being a specialist of something and seeing it done poorly in a show or a movie. My dad, a classical pianist, first brought this up when we saw Groundhog Day and said he was taken completely out of the dance scene because he could tell by Bill Murray's hands he wasn't actually playing the piano. It wasn't until I got older and got into tech and games that I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Willow's the same way when we watch a movie. Willow's the same way when we watch a movie about witches, right, Xander?
Oh, yeah, she's all like,
If Riley was split in half, what do you think his halves would be like? Steve Rogers and one of the trio. No, that's right. I went there.
oh, yeah, she's all like, who
Who uses a cauldron?
Xander?
Oh, yeah, she's all like,
Xander?
oh, yeah, she's all like, who uses a cauldron anymore?
That is just a terrific comedic beat, and I love the blacklight demon design, simple though it may be. The next day, the gang checks out a possible apartment for Xander. He awkwardly tries to duck around the topic of money, but Anya lacks the same sort of social decorum and airs some dirty laundry.
Because right now, things are looking pretty untogether, and you can't expect me just to wait around for...
Quiet, please.
Demon McBlacklight stops in on Giles and gives him a good cross. Now, I know we're all wondering when the Giles knockout counter is coming back, and when it does, I owe you a couple I missed. But I technically count this instance, like the one in The Wish, as a knockdown, not a knockout. Giles isn't going to wake up in a coma from this hit. He even makes the distinction himself in the following scene.
Well, I'm not dead or unconscious. Well, I'm not dead or unconscious, so I say bravo for me.
Based on McBlacklight's own
Excuse me.
Based on McBlacklight. Based on McBlacklight's odoriferousness, the gang tracks the demon to the city dump.
People say they're recycling.
I love this line.
Dump.
People say they're recycling.
Dump.
People say they're recycling. They're not recycling.
Right. Dump.
People say they're recycling. They're not recycling.
His delivery on that is terrific. So yeah, three favorite lines in this one.
People say they're recycling. People say they're recycling. They're not recycling.
Riley was always
People say they're recycling. They're not recycling.
Riley was always intended to be a Steve Rogers, but that has to be the most Captain American line he's ever uttered.
Language.
The demon attack.
Language.
Need more Avengers in my videos.
Uttered.
Language.
The demon attacks and I need to cough, blow my nose, and go to sleep all at the same time. Being sick is lame. There we go.
Is this a penis metaphor?
Excuse me. And get more water. We'll do some of those things in a minute. Every time I cough, the kitty looks up. Okay. Penis metaphor. Back to... So, let's...
Watch out!
This is so low-hanging fruit, I'm kind of embarrassed. But, not that embarrassed.
Kick her ass!
I need to blow my nose. I'm gonna be right back.
Sorry about that. No one needs to hear me. Noises and never mind. We're good. Okay. Where are we?
The demon attacks, and Xander takes a shot in the chest from his weapon.
Come on. It's a Xander-centric episode. And I clarify. I'm allowed. Like I said, low-hanging fruit. But hey, you know what else is low-hanging? Well, I'm not gonna hit the Riley sex face button. We'll hit a button though. Here.
Oh. And you're welcome.
All right. I was like, man, I'm gonna lose the respect of my audience, and I was like, wait, no, they didn't respect me. Oh man, don't make me laugh, me.
Language!
The demon attacks, and Xander takes a shot in the chest from his weapon.
Is this a penis metaphor?
I don't think so. Sometimes a boomstick is just a boomstick.
Take cover!
All right.
The demon attacks, and Xander takes a shot in the chest from his weapon.
Is this a penis metaphor?
I don't think so. Sometimes a boomstick is just a boomstick. As the gang helps him up, the camera hangs for a moment before revealing that Xander is still there.
Weird.
Oh. She moved. Had to adjust the kitty cam. It's a messy room. I had to cram an entire condo into one place. But, we're making do. Xander is still there.
That Xander is still there.
Most of my interactions with the creators on Twitter and such have been very positive. Jay August replied to something. He's very nice. David Fury has replied to me a couple of times. I've had one bad interaction, and I chalk it up to miscommunication, we shall say. Thank you for doing the kitty cam adjustments. Well, we got to keep her in frame. I think that's a new regular edition. Tends to just nap there anyway, and then I turn around and tell us the bad one. No, it's not. No. I've probably mentioned it before. I believe I've mentioned it on Twitter, but I don't want to harp on it, especially not currently.
Revealing that Xander is still there. Dumpster Xander wakes up the next day in the garbage heap and goes home to...
Oh, I need to have the script open. Yeah, I've never had a. I mean, there's definitely a. Thank you very much. No content has been removed. Oh yeah, I ran through a whole bunch of content bots today that. Oh hey. I don't know if who follows me on Twitter. It's fine, but the. Welcome to the Hellmouth and the Harvest episode guide. The oldest episode guide on the channel got a copyright flag today from WBTV, a CBS affiliate in North Carolina, for my use of the Seinfeld pilot in that video. It's like, what the hell? Anyway, I disputed it immediately because I dispute everything except musical flags. And it has been removed. So there. God, that was weird. I fought Fox over that video multiple times. What the hell are we doing?
Xander wakes up the next, goes home to, and goes home, and goes.
It's gonna be this all night, folks. Me, slightly dazed and confused. Who's the... Yeah, no, we're good. I hear from friendly sources that the person is terrific in person, and I've had many bad days on social media. So, everyone gets the benefit of the doubt.
Before revealing that Xander is still there. Dumpster Xander wakes up the next day in the garbage heap and goes home to see himself already getting ready through the window.
Ooh, there we go. Out. And so we'll freeze frame on that one. Looking good. I mean, I'm not saying I'd want to make out with him, but if he asked, there we go.
Ooh la la. Word is that Nick. Word is that Nick. Window. Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. That wasn't my most convincing ooh la la. Stupid shirtless Xander. For any shot where there aren't two of them in the shot, I don't think they used his twin. He plays good Xander and bad Xander in all the singles and anytime there's dialogue. But whenever they were doubled up in the same shot.
Wakes up the next day in the garbage heap and goes home to see himself already getting ready through the window. Ooh la la. Word is that Nicholas Brendan was keeping a little more fit than the writers had envisioned for Xander.
Everybody's favorite episode, Go Fish. I mean, if you have an opportunity to show Xander in a banana hammock, it's not like I'm going to pass that up. We're going to get views here, people. And, whoa. There we go.
Oh my. Now that, girls, is my kind of...
Through the window. Ooh la la.
I'm more and more underwhelmed by my ooh la la, but we're going to live with it.
through the window. Ooh la la. Word is that Nicholas Brendan was keeping a little more fit than the writers had envisioned for Xander. Most of the time his
clothes are baggy, yada yada. I always think of the outfit from Bewitched. Specifically, didn't he have purple pants in the end? I swear there's an episode where he has purple pants, but I can't remember which one it is, and I want to see... he's pretty baggy in the opening here. Yeah, that looks super baggy.
Go. Amy's the last person that should be met.
Ooh la la. Word is that Nicholas Brendan was keeping a little more fit than the writers had envisioned for Xander. Most of the time his clothes are envisioned for Xander.
Okay, so... you know what? Excuse me. For Xander. So there's that. And we move that there.
For Xander. Most of the time his clothes are...
I'm not sure. Well, I mean, factoring in the era of the show, late 90s, early 2000s, maybe there was some of that. I mean, nerd was not the current cool that it is now. So maybe there was some of that. But for me, Xander's outfits were more a reflection of sort of insecurity and outcastness, not specifically nerdiness. What? But maybe those two are synonymous. I don't know. I don't think so. I want to find purple pants. It was at the end of the episode. It was a crazy outfit. No. Somebody tweet at Buffy outfits for me. Sorry about that. Did I just dream purple pants? I may have just dreamed purple pants. No. Because I want them to exist. No, they wouldn't have him wearing that at the end of that episode. It would be in season 1 or 2. I don't know why I'm fixated on purple pants, but I want them. No. Do you mind we're talking here? Wouldn't be that episode. Is it from the pack? Ah, purple pants!
Present company excluded. I have the worst taste.
Sorry, I didn't mean to shout. I just got excited about the pants.
A little more fit than the writers had envisioned for Xander. Most of the time his clothes are big and baggy throughout the series. Clothes were definitely baggy in 1980 or 1998, 1999. But it also strikes me as, but not everyone. I don't know. Maybe I'm making an observation that has no basis. And for maybe I should just go back to bed. Xander, most of the time his clothes are big and baggy throughout the series. Fitting then that the... Oh, is that a flash frame? It just stuck out to me that this is the only other time we see him topless since Go Fish.
What?
And he's a bit of a stud muffin.
No way.
And specifically, I don't remember, was it in the comment? Go Fish doesn't have a commentary. I don't remember where I heard that. About the series. Fitting then that the idealized half of him. But this is the opposite of his normal outfits. I'm not saying the fact that one is clothed and the other one is not clothed, but, you know. Himself was allowed to be topless and fit. As Buffy is prepping to go out hunting. Kind of shirtless and primeval? Oh, yeah, when he was in bed. Okay. Fit. As Buffy is prepping to go... Somehow he still feels perfectly vulnerable in that scene where... To go out hunting, she and Riley share a nice romantic moment. Why is my audio suddenly so soft? She and Riley share a nice romantic moment. Did I mean, come on! Did I balance that? Edit clip in Adobe Audition. Default audio devices, no audio devices available. Why must you lie? Audition. Microphone. Yeah, there's some audio devices. Weird. Is it the peaks? Oh, let's run it through again. As Buffy is... Amplitude and compression, speech volume leveler. Careful. I was getting sick when I recorded this, so maybe it's related. Prepping to go out hunting, she and Riley share a nice romantic moment. I mean, come on, right? Hashtag We Are Dawn? At the very least, this moment feels perfectly sibling to me, and I love how Riley snickers at... Man, who am I? Okay. I love how the usually the commentary in these live streams is a preview of multiple comments I'm going to be getting on the video. That's okay. Comments about pants, I can live with. Riley share a nice... Prepping to go out hunting, she and Riley share a nice romantic moment. And fit. As Buffy is prepping to go out hunting, she and Riley share a nice romantic moment. A little early on the edit there.
I don't get to, well, whatever.
Topless and fit. As Buffy is prepping to go out hunting, she and Riley share a nice romantic moment. I mean, come on, right?
So, do I have a Buffy DVD here? It's weird. How do I not have a Buffy DVD on hand? I always have a Buffy DVD on hand. It's available. We can fix it later. Fix it in post. Oh, wait, we are in post.
I mean, come on, right? Hashtag We Are Dawn. At the very least, this moment feels perfectly sibling to me, and I love how Riley snickers at perfectly sibling to me. Come on, right? Hashtag We Are Dawn. Excuse me. Hashtag We Are Dawn. At the very least, this moment feels perfectly sibling to me, and I love how Riley snickers at. Man, who am I that snickers at?
Didn't you graduate in 98 or 99? Did girls wear outfits? We're still on my clothing. Did girls wear outfit? Oh, we're not talking about Xander. Did girls wear outfits like Buffy back then, or were her clothes less common? No, I think that, I mean, Buffy has a stylist. I think her clothes were a little more, I don't want to say, sorry, one thing about the calico cat on that particular blanket is she kind of blends in. You know, there was sort of a preppy thing. I almost would say, like, I went to a high school in Chicago, and then I went to finish high school at kind of a ritzy high school in Colorado, and preppy was kind of more the way Cordelia dresses than the way Buffy dresses. Buffy is much more hip, which by definition would not be the median or the average in my mind. But it's not unfamiliar. Like, her clothing definitely seems of the time to me.
My friend Sharon's older brother knows a girl who died because she choked on her boyfriend's tongue.
Go away, Don.
And I mean, is sort of in keeping in character, right? Buffy's very hip. But yeah, I knew many more people who dressed like Xander and Willow than people who dressed like Buffy. What's her male style? Tongue. Choked on her boyfriend's tongue. What's her male style counterpoint? Buffy's outfits seem to be back in style. Well, I mean, they say fashion is cyclical, right?
My friend Sharon's older.
So we need to cheat. Damn it. So what do we do here? Let's put this in slow motion. Alright, so just to the end there, but we need that to last that gap. So we're gonna razor. No, come on now. I don't know, is Baggy back? Maybe the colors and patterns are back. I don't know. What the hell what I know about fashion? I think I would have to have children to have any sense of what is or is not in fashion.
Moment feels This moment feels perfectly sibling to me, and I love how Riley snickers at
My friend Sharon's older brother knows a girl who died because she choked on her boyfriend's tongue.
I have not watched Babylon 5 now.
Man, who am I this season?
Save!
Sibling to me, and I love how Riley snickers at
Let's just do what we should be doing and boost the audio in Audition. Save, close. Switch you back to window capture.
perfectly sibling to me, and I love how Riley snickers at
My friend Sharon's older brother knows a girl who died because she choked on her boyfriend's tongue.
Man, who am I?
Boyfriend's tongue.
Am I interested in watching Babylon 5? Sure. I mean, there's so many shows. There's so much good stuff to watch. You know, I still have never watched Deep Space Nine, which is most decidedly in my wheelhouse.
His older brother.
Unfortunately, I don't ever hold out specific hope of watching a particular show. But I'm always watching something. Although right now I'm doing the Buffy rewatch. Just hit season 4/1.
Brother knows a girl who died because she choked on her boyfriend's tongue.
Man, who am I this season? The girls grab Joyce as she happens by, and
now how to spoil without spoiling. Let's see.
Come along to you. Get out of here. Mom, I can stand in the hallway, right?
She's watching us like a big freak.
This must be my 2 teenage girls in the house headache.
Is it the 2 teenage girls in the house headache?
by and tries to get her to resolve the argument.
David Bennett, does doing this process this way motivate you or just slow you down to a snail's pace? If you're talking about streaming, or rather editing while on stream, I think that it's a little from column A, a little from column B. The thing is... Hold on. what happens is the distractions are different. So while doing this on stream, you know, I stop and chat or try and answer questions or look at comments as people say things or respond or whatever. Try and make it a little bit interactive for anyone who decides to sit here and watch me work. On the other hand, I stay way more focused and sit here for longer because people are watching, the camera is on, and I find it helpful for me to get through long edit sessions this way, as opposed to when I don't edit on stream, and I choose to do that with certain videos and things right now where I want to maintain a surprise for people. It's like, well, I'm just going to take a break. I'll just play a game of Hearthstone or Dota Underlords on my tablet. 4 hours later, oh, I guess I should get back to editing. So it's a trade-off. I mean, what's funny is that a playlist of all of these edit streams now exists. So if you want, you can go back and see how different sections of the episode guides were edited or created or whatever. But I just sort of know empirically now how much faster I've gotten in the last 3 or 4 years because that playlist exists. So, you know. Yeah, no problem, David.
Friend's tongue.
How far through DS9 did you get? Like episode 3?
Man, who am I this season? The girls grab Joyce as she happens by and tries to get her to resolve the argument.
This must be my... Two teenage girls in the house headache. Must be my two teenage girls in the house headache. Be my two teenage girls in the house headache.
In his crypt.
I don't know if there's a way to do that without... I'm not going to comment on it, but I feel like that's enough.
Resolve the argument.
This must be my two teenage girls in the house headache.
In his crypt, Spike is making himself a garbage-chic artificial dummy woman that...
So much foreshadowing.
In his crypt, Spike is making himself a garbage-chic artificial dummy woman that he seems curiously attracted to.
Very posh. It's a very salacious pose. It's a family show, Josie. Oh, Russell, I know I'll get through DS9 at some point, and I'm sure I'll be like, why the hell didn't I watch this? Very posh. Very posh. Very.
Attracted to.
Very posh.
That didn't work. Why didn't that work? Oh, guys, we've got to go show the clip from beforehand. That'll do. That should fix the edit.
Curiously attracted to.
Very posh.
Still doesn't work. Too loud? Why is the fade? Why? If it was like an angle where I was grabbing it kind of thing, I would understand, but that doesn't make sense. Why? No, I don't want that. Why not give me... That's one frame? No, it's not. 15? Alright, maybe it was one frame. That's why.
Two.
Very posh.
Oh, that's...
Two.
Very posh.
That's okay. Save.
Did two.
Very posh.
Who he immediately...
Oh, and there's a click because of my audio track.
Acted to.
Very posh.
Who he immediately kicks across the room and...
Okay, we know we're not going to be able to fade that.
Posh.
Who he immediately kicks across the room and pretends is the Slayer.
These days.
Okay.
The Slayer. Meanwhile, Dumpster Xander watches Sexy Xander hypnocoin his boss into keeping him on his construction job permanently.
Welcome to payback, Mr.
Carpentry crew.
Totally unrelated to this episode, but what's your favorite vampire harmony moment? I mean, I love Harm's Way.
I was thinking that I'd have
That
you head
episode
up on-
is... I don't know if it's underrated or if season 5 is just that good. But the sort of the frenetic energy of that episode and Mercedes McNabb performance is just so cute and peppy in the way that Harmony is supposed to be, and carries that episode so well. But every time I think of Harmony, I think, "Hi, Mrs. Jacoby," in the hallway as she's just dumped a body she thought she ate down the tubes. That's the one that pops into mind. But being a vampire sucks is in this episode is no, is it in this episode? No, it's in season 4. Is great in Light of Day, I think it is, and of course the Xander slap fight. But that's as much a Xander moment as it is a Harmony moment.
the room and pretends is the Slayer. Meanwhile, Dumpster Xander watches Sexy Xander hypnocoin his boss into keeping him on his construction job permanently. Sexy Xander takes his new money and gets the apartment from the landlady, who
There's only there's 2 episodes in season 5 I don't care for. Show me the hypno coin again. I don't like it.
We're certainly happy to have you.
Thank you.
And if you...
I really don't like it.
job permanently. Sexy Xander takes his new money and gets the apartment from the landlady, who hits on him. Dumpster Xander attacks, and Sexy Xander convinces the Scoop. Dumpster Xander attacks, and Sexy Xander...
Dumpster Xander. It's the summary. We're skipping stuff on purpose that we will then come back to. Anyone ever tell you your voice is like a Valium or a Pamprin? It's so soothing, I can listen all day. No, but they have now. So thank you.
Lady who hits on him. Dumpster Xander attacks, and Sexy Xander convinces...
Is this episode filler? No. No. There is so much foreshadowing in the first 3 episodes so far.
It stole my face. We have to find it, and we have to kill it.
Even my dumb jokes that I'm setting up so far in these episode guides play into how the themes work.
It's on him. Dumpster Xander attack.
Except for... Granted, that was a joke from last season. Really, I just wanted to hit the button. So...
Oh. And you're welcome.
On him. Dumpster Xander attacks, and Sexy Xander convinces the Scoobs that the other one is evil. That the other one is evil. Dumpster Xander one is evil. Sexy Xander convinces the Scoobs that the other one is evil.
That edit's breaking down. Why is that not working? Rid of the fades.
Who hits on him. Dumpster Xander attacks, and
so we'll have more time if we do this and then put that.
And Sexy Xander convinces the Scoobs that the other one is evil.
There we go. That works. Well, in fairness, the Riley sex face, which is not really a joke so much as it is a form of torture, didn't show up until halfway through season 4, so I'm not in a rush.
The apartment from the lake.
As with the Forest subtext bugle and sort of I suppose, the things I think of when I think of my season of an episode guide.
And from the landlady, who hits on him, Dumpster Xander attacks, and Sexy Xander convinces the Scoobs that the other one is evil. Dumpster Xander goes to the one person who would always know it's him.
And I can prove it.
Okay.
Let's see. For a while last year, I thought I was lactose intolerant, but it was just some bad brie. Oh, every Christmas, we watch Charlie Brown together, and I do the Snoopy dance. Charlie Brown together. Watch every.
You dropped the Dawn has always been here joke too soon. Kind of. The problem would have been that it just would have gone on too long. There would have been too much to explain, starting with real me. I don't want to make a pointless video, and if I had carried on the joke through that one, that video essentially would have been negated.
Every Christmas, we watch Charlie Brown together, and I do the Snoopy dance.
Yep. I mean, you're not wrong. I liked the joke and had some ideas for it, but I'd rather the videos not be wasted. And an entire video of Dawn talking with me not acknowledging that it was weird. People... Dumpster Xander is the best. And a clip and original. Save, close.
Is everyone here very stoned?
Every Christmas.
Would always know it's him.
Every Christmas, we watch Charlie Brown together, and I do the Snoopy dance.
That one is an icon for sure. Xander wonders at the... For sure. Xander wonders at the one thing in his life that makes him feel like an adult.
Yeah, I don't have the Willow bunch of drugs button. That's actually on my to-make or to-do list. I suppose I have 5 more slots. But I also need a couple more Firefly and Angel ones. All I have now are...
I'll take away your bucket.
And some others. That... Lonnie asked specifically for that to be her button. Which makes me look a little weird every time she shows up. But I like it. And we have Jack's button.
Hello, cutie.
It's midnight. Do I turn into a pumpkin? Is that what you're trying to warn me about? Are you flirting with us? That would be inappropriate. So, maybe?
Please.
Xander, no. You're just tired and all soggy. That's why it seems so hard. But you can't let him just take your whole existence.
Why not? It's not like I was doing anything so great with it. When I get to the pearly gates, I'm sure the guy's not gonna go, hey, what a kick-ass comic book collection, come on in. What have I got that's even worth?
That's what I was looking for.
Anya.
No. What have I got that's even Anya? I almost said Anyong. Do we even see Xander read a comic? No, actually, the only person I can think of that reads a comic is Faith in Becoming Part 2. Though, Oz and Xander get in an argument about kryptonite in Helpless. And in the Zeppo, Xander says, "Gee, Mr. White, I'll never be a good reporter." It makes a Superman joke. So... it's implied.
Anya.
Those are purely the references to this point. Obviously, my knowledge of the series, up to the point that I have made episode guides, is going to be greater than the ones that I haven't.
Makes him feel,
which is kind of funny.
Feel like an adult.
Anya.
Let's just double that up.
Anya.
Feel like an adult.
Yeah, because that Jimmy Olsen reference gets... oh, Cordy follows up the... what an interesting detail I hadn't thought about. Cordy follows up the Jimmy Olsen reference later in the episode, which, to me, like, since Cordy doesn't seem the type to be reading Superman comics... I think that's an implied effect of the fact that they dated. I kind of missed that I didn't point that out at the time. All right. Ooh, I'm getting a little bit hungry. What are we? 3:30. Dinner's way off. Oh, I forgot to eat lunch. That's why.
Icon for sure. Xander wonders at the one thing in his life that makes him feel like an adult.
Oh, well, we can't use that fade there. That's fine. So, if you had to pick a singular moment, when do you think Spike fell in love with Buffy and Buffy with Spike?
An adult.
Anya.
Love? I don't know. Given the fact that Spike always mixes sex and violence, they make me feel all manly. I think that probably Spike was attracted to Buffy way before he was able to acknowledge it to himself. I mean, at this point where he's flirting with a doll and then drop-kicking it, it's already kind of implied. So I think I don't know. Attraction is one thing. In love, so that'd be a little more difficult to pin down.
Is an icon for sure.
Especially if you don't buy into the idea of selfish versus selfless love, which is something I've been trying to paint since Spike and Drew walked on the scene.
For sure. Xander wonders at the one thing in his life that makes him feel like an adult.
Anya.
Sexy Xander is at the apartment with Anya when...
Zip. This guy turned out way longer than I thought it would. But there's a major connection to explain in this one, which I think makes certain events later in the season clearer and more maddening.
Yeah. Sexy Xander is at the apartment with Anya when Dumpster Xander breaks in the game.
I was the king of the forest.
Get away!
Anya when Dumpster Xander breaks in.
Actually, we can just cut that there.
And the gang figures out Demon McBlacklight was actually trying to split Buffy into 2 parts.
I have this on in the background, but I keep coming back for the different kitty cam poses. Just no shame. The cable is not actually long enough for me to change that angle. Josie. Also, when the webcam can only see the big ball of floof, it's focusing on that Buffy poster in the background. I thought she'd be a nice addition. Do we have a wide shot? There we go.
The rod device, it's called a ferula gemina. It splits one person into half, distilling...
I was wondering what that was in the corner. Yeah, that's the cat. It's cat cam. Future fantastic poster, by the way. That is a piece of fan art by Bonnie Bozell that was sent to me. She said she happened to be listening to the episode guide while she was making it. It's an astonishing piece of art. I've shared it in some videos on Twitter, but if you are looking for it, it's Bonnie Bozell.
Anya when Dumpster Xander breaks in, the gang figures out Demon McBlacklight was actually trying to split Buffy into 2 parts, one with the powerful Slayer bits and the other with the squishy human bits.
Jabari, probably tomorrow. If I had to guess, not going at normal Ian's edit speeds. But if I have the energy, I may do another edit stream after dinner. A little caught up with copyright flags and removing my videos from some video harvesting channels.
Breaks in, the gang figures out Demon McBlacklight was actually trying to split Buffy into 2 parts, one with the powerful Slayer bits and the other with the squishy human bits, but with both of them being a necessary part of Buffy, Blacklight could then kill the squishy bit, annihilating the whole. Buffy stops Xander Buffy into 2 parts, one with the powerful...
we need that line. Wait, do I have that line in the script later on? Why do I not have the script open? Which Avengers film did you like more, Infinity War or Endgame? Infinity War. Endgame was a lot of fun. Lots of problems that I didn't really care about because I had a good time. But, so I would just say sort of Infinity War was more consistent and lacked some of those issues. But I enjoyed them both mightily. See what I did there. By the way, we've been having some random internet disconnects at the house here. So if the stream happens to drop, that's probably what happened, and I will be back up after dinner. Most likely. Probably. I say that because the internet is loading very slowly. Okay, Buffy guide. Christmas Charlie Brown doing Snoopy there. And it's Anya, powerful squishy human bits. There we go. 3150. So I did put that here, that quote.
And he needs us.
Oh dear Lord.
Buffy, our Xander. Did he seem a little...
He seemed kind of forceful, confident. That's not Xander.
I said,
oh dear.
Buffy's?
yes. One with all the qualities inherent in Buffy Summers, the other with everything that belongs to the Slayer alone. The strength, the speed, the heritage. And when it hit Xander, I think it separated him into his strongest points and his weakest.
But which one's the real one?
They're both real. They're both Xander. Neither one of them is evil. There's nothing in either of them that our Xander didn't already possess.
I still don't get the original plan. I mean, why do it? The Slayer half would be like Slayer concentrate, pretty unkillable.
That's an important line. It's funny, I originally did the some of the top 10 lists because I knew there was stuff I wasn't going to be able to get to for years. And now that I'm getting to some of those things, I'm like, do I regret that the top 10s exist? Yes. I was saying yes to a button I was clicking, by the way. I don't know if I regret if the top 10s exist. But like the Willow, really the Willow bit that covers Seeing Red is probably one of the best things I've ever made. It's going to be odd when we get to that how I cover it.
Slayer bits and the other with the squishy human bits.
I mean, why do it? The Slayer half would be like Slayer concentrate, pretty unkillable.
But with both of them being a necessary part of Buffy, Blacklight could then kill the squishy bit, annihilating the whole. Buffy stops Xander from annihilating the whole.
Do you think Slayer Concentrate would have a lot of quips? No, I think Buffy is the... Have you met Kendra? Buffy's the quippy one. What is your most favorite and least favorite episode of Buffy Season 5? Most favorite's The Gift. The Gift's one of my favorite episodes in the show. Least favorite? Well, probably the one with the insanity monster, the mental illness monster, whatever the hell that was. That episode is a grind. I don't know anyone who defends that one.
Step in my forging is my pain.
Yeah, Spooky Ceiling Boy. Scar! Hey, how you doing, man? Listening to Fear. Yes, that's the one. Internet in America sounds like a ripoff. Money barely ever goes down. Well, when I was living in my previous place, I rarely had outages. I'm living in kind of an evolving neighborhood, and I think it has more to do with that than anything else. But in terms of speed tests, I think the internet here is pretty good. This will be funny. Let's see if this... I shouldn't do this, but let's see if this kills the stream. So, oopsie doopsie. This is with a stream running? I'm just trying to... hold on. I just had a friend at DDoS, but I don't think 50 people here are going to do that. Alright, so 3, 2, 1, click. So it's running right now. Just a second. Mostly lurking and listening. This is where it gets jumpy. Okay, so I just accidentally shared some information on screen I shouldn't have, which is why I put that away for a second. But I mean, this is, I just was showing for comparison. There's the speed. So that's with a that is with this stream running in, I mean, this is a house of 9 people, so there's always Netflix running and stuff like that. The upload's terrible, but this number has been 900 a couple of times, and usually this is in the 90 to 100 range. So, yeah, it goes down a lot, but generally these speeds are faster than what I've seen a lot of people have. But again, uploads 0.7. Yeah, well, like I said, yeah, the internet in this particular neighborhood where there's a lot of construction and all of that has been going up and down, especially compared to where I used to live. But this is pretty ridiculous. So yeah, I'm not complaining. It is expensive, but it's a big house, a lot of people, so we make do. Consistency over peak performance, as I always say. Well, it's pretty consistent, given that bar, but you know, I don't know a ton about it. It allows me to do this. I think I turned this stream down to 720 at some point, but I can stream 1080 to you guys pretty well without a lot of buffering, so I'm happy with it. It's just when it goes out, it's frustrating, especially because the internet is now my livelihood.
Killable.
But with both of them...
Oh, oops.
Pretty unkillable.
But with both of them being a necessary part of Buffy, Blacklight could then kill the squishy bit, annihilating the whole. Buffy stops Xander from killing himself. That's also... I was thinking about the... I don't think that's a reference to the gift, but I thought about it for a little while. I would kill for the ability to stream consistently. Got to stream at 540p, and it's still inconsistent. Yeah, I get it. That's why I try not to complain over the outages. As long as the kitty cam is up and running, none of us are complaining. She looks very, very placid. I need to stop waking her up. Cats sleep more than we do. But it's tough. Harley was a very handsome cat. Josie was a cute kitten and didn't stop being cute as an adult. It's obnoxious because every time she takes a nap, I want to snuggle her. I love the way he one-handed empties the gun.
Buffy, which one's real?
I am. No, I am. Thank you.
Ow!
Yep. Outages are frustrating.
Hole. Buffy stopped the hole. Buffy stops Xander from killing himself.
We'll just use that clip there.
The hole. Buffy stops Xander from killing himself. Takes down Blacklight and
takes down Blacklight is where? Is it before or after this? No. That should be our last bit. Yeah, I think we're on Fiverr.
Squishy bit annihilating the hole. Buffy stops Xander from killing himself, takes down Blacklight, and after some terrific thirsty Anya dialogue,
I love Giles's expression here. Yeah, it's weird. Xander-centric episodes are the only one that people seem. I mean, most people I think like the Zeppo. The only one that I think sets some people off for the reasons that sometimes Xander sets people off is Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered.
I can take the boys home and, we can all have sex together and then, just...
Oh my! Yes, I do have plans for the stinger in this one, Boris. Hell's Bells, yeah, Hell's Bells is Xander-centric. Well, is that Xander-centric, or is that just an episode about the two of them? Thank you for all your hard work. I adore every video you put out, so thanks. Yeah, most definitely. Thank you for watching.
Buffy stops Xander from killing himself, takes down Blacklight, and after some terrific... And...
That's too slow. That cut. Takes down Blacklight.
Down Blacklight. Takes down Blacklight and...
Still too slow.
Himself, takes down Blacklight, and after some terrific thirsty Anya dialogue, Willow gets the Zand back.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I would eliminate Season 1 episodes because I, Robot Eugene technically counts as a Willow-centric episode. But the Pack and Teacher's... Is Teacher's Pet a Xander... I don't know. It's kind of hard to define centric episodes, I guess. The Pack, I would definitely say, is one.
The Zand back together again, with the most anticlimactic spell in history.
Let the spell be ended.
Wrong.
They're kind of the same now.
They're kind of...
Did and band get cut off? No. I don't know what you're referring. iRobot is good. Stomps feet. Okay. I would rather enjoy an episode than not. So anyone who likes that one is better off than I am.
Willow gets the Zand back together again. With the most anticlimactic...
No, I didn't say Zand band. That wouldn't be a play on words. That would just be a rhyme.
Brace yourselves. Let the spell be ended.
So we need... Actually, so we'll use a little bit of that.
And with the most anticlimactic... With the most anticlimactic spell in history.
Let the
spell be ended. There are things in iRobot are still good, like Go Fish. Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that about any episode. I can't think of... Oh. I can't think of any episode of the show that has nothing.
Let the spell be...
Actually, I always thought... So, the top 10s are ridiculously overwritten and, you know, to a good end, I think. But I always thought if I were to do something more traditional, I would do it as a top 5. And I thought a fun top 5 would be top 5 best things in the worst episodes. Because I don't want to be like, what are the worst episodes? But, like, those things we sort of love and celebrate in the least critically well-received episodes. I'm being a little too diplomatic.
In history.
Let the spell be ended.
And the episode ends with Xander and Riley having a bit of a complicated moment.
Yeah, Doomed has good Spike stuff. Where the Wild Things Are has Behind Blue Eyes. Go Fish has Xander in a banana hammock. And Cordy saying that she can still make it work with Fish Xander. iRobot Eugene has We're All Going to Be Alone Forever. Or is that Teacher's Pet? Teacher's Pet has his giant praying mantis. What's not to love?
You feel suave.
I'm just your slave.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, I love the... Oh, no. I don't... That one is iRobot. Yeah. I don't remember the redeeming Teacher's Pet stuff. But there's a couple of... There's bound to be a couple of good jokes. I used to not like The Puppet Show. That is an episode that has grown on me in rewatches. So I wouldn't put it in
How is
that.
it that she can always make me feel Suave Xander's left the building?
You two have your friction, but she digs the whole package. It's obvious.
Still, I do envy you sometimes. I mean, for the sanity.
I do envy you sometimes.
I mean, for the sanity. Not that I'm still in the Buffy. Not that I ever was.
Yeah, I'm well aware of how lucky I am. Like, lottery lucky. Buffy's...
There it is.
Buffy's like nobody else in the world.
God, this part is so good. This is my favorite Riley moment.
It's like I'm splitting too.
Yeah, the talent show alone. I would agree with that. Even though the other parts from the Puppet Show now stand out to me.
The other half is so still and peaceful. Just perfectly content. Just knows this is the one. she doesn't love me.
I feel like, too, that's the moment where I was like, none of this has been Marcus Blucas's fault. You know, for all of the you're going to teach me's and all of that, it's like they just didn't know how to write him. Little nose blowing there, I apologize.
I see you've joined the not sling-wearing crowd.
Yes, I'm feeling better, and I anticipate.
Ended.
And the episode ends with Xander and Riley having a bit of a complicated moment.
Give me the slow. It's so good. Man, oh man. Okay, let's see. So, by default transition. Copy, paste, paste, and turn off display capture. Got to do that before.
Bit of a complicated moment.
Buffy's like nobody else in the world, but she doesn't love me.
Wow. Back to that one in a second. What a joy this episode is.
Off you guys, but the hot plate's out of commission.
We think the cat peed on it. Oh. Kitty went to eat.
one in a second. What a joy this episode is. My first time through, I kept wondering how the hell they pulled off the twin special effects so well.
Actually, is that is that a single? It is.
That had to hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
Take it slowly.
No, not frame blending. Excuse me.
It is. My first time through, I kept wondering how the hell they pulled off the twin special effect so well. The last time the show visited this trope was in Doppelgangland, and
why did they put Willow's clothes on Vampire Willow instead of just give her a blanket or something? I suppose I could see Willow requiring... I mean, down... No, you can't have her naked. I'm just all aspects of the ensemble. Perhaps we'll edit it out. Yeah, I guess I can.
We could be quite a team.
Boy, you can see that composite
Thinking around to
line.
my way of thinking.
Is there? Does she have a hand on her at a certain point? Oh yeah, there we go. So that is someone else's hands. I think so. I think without that, it's more evident in that shot. No, I totally get why they would do that from the standpoint of the structure and the story. But the logic of it hit me just for a second. I was like, they had to put all of Willow's clothes on Vampire Willow for this scene to work. Okay. That thought had just never occurred to me until we saw it right there.
twin special effect so well. The last time the show visited this trope was in Doppelgangland, and the use of the green was in Doppelgang. The show visited this trope.
We can do better than that.
Trope was in Doppelgangland, and the use of the green screen composite there was pretty evident. As it happens, Nicholas Brendan actually has an identical... Nicholas Brendan actually has an...
You think Vamp Willow wore underwear? These are the questions and conversations that occur from people who have watched a show many, many times. And I love it. Not throwing shade. There's the shot. Identical. I wonder if during the filming of the episode, Brendan ever thought, oh man, I hope it doesn't seem like what I do isn't special to me and the twin couldn't take my job. I mean, identical twin stuff is just kind of inherently fascinating regardless, so yeah. Questions for me came up while I was looking through pictures of them. And, you know, and I hate bringing up current day Nicholas Brendan, but, you know, you wonder about that aspect of them and the family and if like, what has happened on both sides. That, anyway, that was, my mind went all over the place while looking into this.
And actually has an identical twin brother who was used for all... Twin brother who...
I think I've said on a stream before that, I think it was in one of the Patreon streams, that there are aspects to Xander's story to me that feel very unresolved. Anyway, I don't even want to go there. It's so sad.
Really has an identical twin brother.
Too fast, too fast. Yeah, I mean, if you're a writer and you have access to one of your lead actors has a twin, that's like a gold mine.
An identical twin brother who was used for all the double shots.
I mean, the way they're jeez. Genetics. How do they work?
actually has an identical twin brother who was used for all the double shots. Has an identical twin brother.
I don't like it. All right, 141. Let's go 143. 142.
Identical twin brother who was used for all the double shots.
Better. Save.
The evil twin trope is always a ton of fun, and
The evil twin trope. Oh, I thought I had that line in there. Someone just pointed out. Oh yeah, I did have that line in there. That was supposed to be a cut. Use crypt very posh. Looks like she doesn't. How do you? There it is. What a joy this episode is.
wow. Back to that one in a second. What a joy this episode is. My first time through, I kept wondering how the hell they pulled off the twin special effect so well.
That's where it goes. Save.
I handled it fine.
See how you handle it. Hey, wait till you have an evil twin. See how you handle it. Hey, wait till you have an evil twin. See how you handle it. Hey, wait till...
So well.
Hey, wait till you have an evil twin.
Well.
Hey, wait till you...
Well.
Hey, wait till you have an evil twin.
Oh, come on. No. I don't know. She hasn't come back yet. Probably eating. Door's closed, so she's in here someplace.
Well.
Hey, wait till you have an evil twin. See how you handle it.
I handled it fine.
Actually, we don't need this. We can just go. Thought that was the door closed sound, but that's the door closed sound. It's funny because it's all Foley anyway.
Hey, wait till you have an evil twin. See how you handle it.
I handled it fine.
The last time the show visited this trope was in Doppelgangland, and the use of the green...
Wait.
The last time the show visited this trope was in Doppelgangland, and the use of the green screen composite there was pretty evident. As it happens, Nicholas Brendan actually has an identical twin brother who was used for all the double shots. The evil twin trope is always a ton of fun, and...
Stretch. There we go. And save. The evil twin trope is always a ton of fun. That was a little more spitty because I can't breathe out my nose. I like the musical hit there.
His shots. The evil twin
There's no sound all the way through. Apply. Save.
identical twin brother who was used for all the double shots. The evil twin trope is always a ton of fun and has been around forever, from Bizarro Superman to
Actually, Bizarro Superman was actually in one of the Superman movies. So, yeah. That footage should still be available to me. I was going to use the comic, but it's a little more visually interesting. Superman kills Zod. Now, I don't have it on this machine anymore. I've used it in an episode, and now I'm trying to remember what I used it for Faith and Buffy. Since it's, I mean, that's like evil twin metaphor. I'm surprised it's not on this machine anymore. Let's see if we can cheat. I mean, technically, if we're being technical, Bizarro Superman has to come from Bizarro World. So, Superman 3 or 4, 3, I think it was Superman 3, is not technically Bizarro Superman. Do you see how I beat the comments to the channel before they happen? Episodes, exports, Buffy, and games, graphic, project folders. There we go. Buffy. B-roll. Save. Okay. Let me just check this footage. I love the soundtrack. Man, the Donner films had guides Buffy, the replacement Superman trace B-roll. There we go. Oh, Christopher. Still the best Superman by far. There's the green screen thing again. Oh, it's Spanish. It's fine. We're just in this for the visual. I wonder if that's how it's still on YouTube. Yeah, I don't want him being choked. It's a little weird. Once we finished Season 6, by the way, I couldn't help but ask to compare Willow and Daenerys and their downfalls. He was blown away to remember where Willow started. Yeah. And how well seated it was. I do own this movie. It's just not prepped. And I'm not going to transcode anything on during the stream. Because that would actually crash the stream. Well, it's similar to... Superman's probably similar to Spider-Man, right? Like, there's the best Clark Kent, and there's the best Superman, just like, you know, Tom Holland, to me, is the best Peter Parker. And is that distinct from best...
Has an identical twin brother who was used for all the double shots. The evil twin trope is always a ton of fun and has been around forever, from Bizarro Superman to...
Yeah, we don't need the Spanish version. Turn that down. As a matter of fact, I'm going to...
and has been around forever, from Bizarro Superman to Daredevil to...
Oh, I didn't do that one. Oh, we'll come back to that.
Doppelgangland. There's...
Oh, that's a good one. And yes, I'm putting... There. See, her nose is partially transparent because compositing is difficult. You can actually see Vampire Willow's hair moving under the tip of her nose. Nah, Orpheus would be,
Daredevil to Doppelgangland.
There we go. Daredevil
to Doppelgangland. And there is an episode of Star Trek the original series called The Enemy Within. Original series.
Oh, stretch. I thought I prepped it. Superman versus... I don't know. I'm sick. Hold on just a minute. Everyone, I apologize for the delay. File Explorer. Apparently not. That's fine. Edit drive. SBC. Bridge Troll is the name of my junk drive. Video Shield. TV. Star Trek. Also, didn't I have season 3? I need to go through my Blu-rays again.
Series called The Enemy Within.
Okay. Okay. We'll have that in a minute.
Series called The Enemy Within, in which, quoting from Wikipedia, a transporter malfunction causes Captain Kirk to be split into two beings, one good but weak and ineffectual, the other evil but strong and decisive. But the fact that neither Xander
and save. But the fact that neither Xander. Josie. I'm worried about the cat. Where's the cat? Supposed to be napping. I'm supposed to get the clicks, the views. There's not a cat on camera. Actually, I suppose can I just turn that off? Nope, can't turn that off. What a bet? Oh, no, that doesn't. I broke it. There we go. So if I do this, okay. Put the kitty back up if she comes back. Otherwise, it's just a weird corner of a bed, and people are like, what's this live stream all about? And I'm like, well, wouldn't you like to know? This video is 14 and a half minutes. Turned out way longer than I thought it was going to be, but there's a long series of connections that I draw at one point.
She's joking. No, she's not. She entirely wants to have sex with us together, which is wrong, and it would be very confusing.
We just need to arrange the candles. Also, we should continue to pretend we have none of the...
There we go. Now we watch the clicks roll in. Or something.
Yes, he's clearly a bad influence on himself.
Hey, summon the goddess. Chant the chant. Let's do it.
Actually, it's not that hard. Your natural... Brace yourselves.
But the fact that neither Xander is actually evil makes the replacement a fun subversion of the trope. Well,
Cal, the episode subverts your expectations. Sorry about the heavy breathing. I am congested, so I'm a bit of a mouth breather to begin with, and then you sort of factor in the nose. You're getting all self-conscious about it. Interesting. I just noticed that Riley and Buffy are making out in Xander's bed before he does. Wonder if that was intended. We going definitely include that shot in our upcoming montage.
I think you'll like it. I've been told I have lovely penmanship.
Unironically, Buffy and Angel do it constantly, and I was trying to explain that it's a wonderful technique that has now been marred in critical analysis. Well, I think it's like anything. One aspect of storytelling is not either inherently a good or bad thing. Using tropes is meaningless. It just depends on how they were used in the context. It's getting late here. I should go to bed. Good night, all. Good night, Ava.
A fun
subverting something is not a success in and of itself.
That neither Xander is actually evil makes the replacement a fun subversion of the trope, while still using the idea to explore questions about the push and pull of inner identity. Idea to explore questions about the...
How much must a furnished apartment be in California? In 2001, no less. But if you explain it in detail, you end up with long videos. You'd be surprised. I love how my longest video is like brevity. Not brevity, but seems like rushing compared to some of yours. And I finished that video and said, never again. Inner push and pull of identity. So, oh yeah. So, I actually like. That's true, and there are inexpensive places in California to live. It's always a balance, though, right? Do you think you'll have an episode guide longer than 37 minutes? No. That was awful. Plus, I mean, Boris, did you see the last Q&A? I feel like I answered that question. Just being sassy. I apologize. I think, Scar, I think the longest I've done is the 30-minute mark, but I do way more editing than I need to sometimes. It's different, too. You also do on-camera stuff. You know, such a rambler. He spent like 10 hours to talk about half of Buffy. Yeah, exactly.
So...
Everyone has a different approach. But yeah, Scar, you've got on-camera stuff combined with video game footage. Like yours, I think yours is a bit more technical on the average than the kind of stuff that I do, certainly. Think you do a combo when it comes time to do Fool for Love, Darla? I mean, if I catch references between the two of them, I definitely will. Oh, you're talking about the whirlwind stuff. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll think about it.
Makes the replacement a fun subversion of the trope, while still using the idea to explore questions about the push and pull of inner identity. And there is a lot here I can personally identify with, from his living situation that he knows even his friends hate spending time in.
And drier food for lunch. I need an awkward look. Aw. It's raw. There we go. I love the polite cough. Riley Season 5 is way better than Riley Season 4. I just love complicated editing jokes too much, like building a functional MGS minimap for a video. I think that's good technical editing, especially to a purpose. It stands out, man. I think that's great stuff.
Placement a fun subversion of the trope, while still using the idea to explore questions about the push and pull of inner identity.
I'm too lazy most of the time.
And there is a lot here I can personally identify with, from his living situation that he knows even his friends hate spending time in, to some internal sense that whatever adult really means, he has yet to make it there.
I wonder if it would be different if the channel weren't specifically dedicated to tackling this monster of a project. If I was sort of more focused on doing one video at a time over a particular topic, you know, like because in my head I'm always like, these have to come out with some sort of regularity. Yes, I know people are laughing, but that never leaves my head. But if I was able to just kind of do, I don't know, more the Lindsay Ellis super specific focus, if they would be more technical, I don't know. I wouldn't trade this, though. I love doing this. Let the spell be ended. Where were we? Demons say my 25. The demon's taking my life, and everyone's treating him like a grown-up. I'm not prepping Enemy Within while the stream's running, Boris. Still pushing for the MCU set of videos. Yeah, eventually.
Taking my life, and everyone's treating him like a grown-up. Well, I'm starting to feel like...
That's the one. I'm 40 and I'm turning 40 next month, in 2 weeks. And I still am sometimes like, so when's that grown-up feeling coming along? Especially...
Well,
I mean, it's very regional, right?
Well,
so
I'm starting to feel like...
Like what?
Like, he's doing everything better.
No, I did it too early.
Everyone's treating him... This demon, he's like... This demon, he's like taking my life, and everyone's treating him like a grown-up.
There we go. It's very regional, and it's funny. I think that much of the idea of what is adult and how that is defined is cultural, and especially in the States, culture varies heavily. So I have friends living in San Francisco, my age, who are like, ew, kids, gross. And then here, more in the middle of the country, it's much more prevalent to, you know, you buy a place and you get married and settle down and have a couple of kids. And when I was living in San Francisco, I felt one way, and then sort of living here where that cultural expectation was redefined, and maybe this should be in the video. You know, the marker was moved based on where the physical location where you actually are. It had a different effect on me, but it's weird that I don't know that ever quite goes away. Hopefully it does. But you know, by other standards, I've quit the 9-to-5. I started my own business. Yada yada yada. So. It's so relative, but it is interesting that you never quite get away from it.
Friends hate spending time in, to some internal sense that whatever adult really means, he has yet to make it there.
this demon, he's like taking my life, and everyone's treating him like a grown-up.
Xander proves beyond a shadow of a doubt.
I sort of hint at that when I talk about Xander's identity and who his impediment to success actually is in here, but so I don't think I need to add anything. And I always try and avoid making the videos too much about me. Feels as though Xander is in the scene is the root of awkwardness in the scene. We can see he is under a lot of pressure from Anya before they even discuss moving, and Riley's... I feel like I cover that a little later in the essay. Cultural, biological, mental, familial, the four pillars of becoming an adult, or whatever seems about right. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Having kids does not necessarily equal adulting. No, I know. Like I said, it's a moving target, and I think it ranges from person to place to individual to community. Even as a parent, most days I'm kind of winging it. I've heard that from many of my friends who are now parents. As much as I hate to do this and need a few hours of sleep, quick question before I head out. Prom is 2 o'clock your time in. Yes, I forgot to post the reminder about that. I will do that tomorrow, Russell. Sorry about that. Did I post the reminder? No, I don't think I posted the reminder. I've been sick. I apologize. I'll get that reminder up. Excuse me. Maybe when we're all old and gray, we might start feeling like real adults. Or we'll all go, why did we spend so much time worrying about it? There's a societal stigma to have certain things at a certain age. However, I think you become an adult when you figure out what you want out of life. That's a good perspective. I like that. I'm 22 and my life is somewhat in wild flux at the moment, but I gather that's pretty normal. Was for me, although at that time I also had the same thing of like, I need to know.
Xander proves...
Yes, Boris, I'm going to take a break for dinner. And we'll finish the prep at that point.
Proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is his own worst enemy.
This episode to me kind of has some of the charming
For me.
metaphorical aspects of fear itself.
Don't worry, Xander.
I mean, the visual pun of who's a little fear demon was so perfect for the theme. I don't know that there's any that nail it that well, but the idea of your own worst enemy and stuff like that, I think this is great.
Xander proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is his own worst enemy. Whatever external forces...
I need to make sure I'm not... whatever... What? Why is he firing me? Why would I have that quote in there? To everyone's... Oh, actually, I think that is better with that quote in there. I do smell food cooking, so I'll edit right up to dinner time here, and then I'm going to take a break, go eat, take some more cold medicine, blow my nose a few more times. Needed information, I know. And then I'll be back to edit until I can't see straight. But this one will likely finish tomorrow. Given the cold, I'm not going to do a 1 a.m. edit session.
You work at Harris?
I'm not sure.
About 3 months?
I guess, yeah. They were gonna notice that.
I have to tell you, that's surprising. Because your work here has been first rate. You know, we have another job lined up in Carlton when we finish here. You ever think about staying on full time?
What? Why isn't he...
There we go.
What?
I hate the magic shiny thing.
Why isn't he firing me?
Whatever beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Like a grown-up.
Xander proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is his own worst enemy.
Right. There. Razor. Actually, we're going to need 2 cuts there. So, it's 10 to midnight. Go to bed. The coin could be removed and the episode runs just fine. Yes, exactly. The only person that the coin deceives is the audience, and that is my least favorite kind of gimmick. They actually break. Sorry, hold on one second.
Xander proves beyond a shadow of a doubt.
They actually, we'll go early here. Like, there's a sequence where Xander can't, it's the landlady sequence. Xander can't see sexy Xander using it on the landlady. So, literally the only
Buffy. Need Buffy.
thing that's working on is us. Maybe the way that scene was originally blocked. I don't know why that was me saying blocked with a cold. Maybe he was looking in through the window, but the way it ended up, I don't know, even if Xander could see it, I'd still be like,
Grown up.
Xander proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is his own worst enemy.
Why isn't he firing me?
he's like rooting for himself to be fired. I'll go to bed when I want to. I'm not the boss of you.
Whatever external forces may have brought... Beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is his own worst enemy.
Why isn't he firing me?
Whatever external forces may have brought him to this moment, the
can actually hear what he's saying. Whatever external forces may have brought him to this moment, the one holding him back in personal growth and his relationships. I never help, I just get in trouble when Buffy saves me. Whatever external forces may have brought him to this moment. I suppose we can go back to the Zeppo for that. Or maybe we spell it correctly. Zeppo. There we go, not Zeppu. External forces. External influences would have been, I think, more technically correct. Hi, Cordelia. Welcome back.
Are you scared?
I don't know if that's... No, that's not. I don't want to go to his dad, but I can't think of anything else fitting for his sense of insecurity. External influences that shaped... What's
wrong with you? You won't come upstairs?
God, that scene is wonderful.
Whatever external forces may have brought him to this moment.
I suppose it fits. It's just that shot is like showing his abuse. It feels like
A bit much for this little section. Next time, put the green screen on the bed, floating kitty. Actually, that's a good idea. Josie. She's just being a little camera shy today, huh? Yep, she's having none of it. You're so lazy. You really are my cat. All right. Already I'm bored.
Me.
Whatever external forces may have brought him to this moment, the one thing holding him back in his personal growth and his relationships is...
One thing holding him back in his personal growth... What the hell? So spacey. Replacement. Oh, and I just noticed the sequence file is spelled wrong. Yay! Sleepy sick Ian. Yes, Xander's mom is in Hell's Bells. No, you see his dad in Restless, or a visual representation of his dad. He speaks to his mom on the phone at some point when she doesn't recognize his voice. Thing holding him back in his personal and professional...
Holding him back in his personal growth and his...
Personal growth. So vague. Concrete statements, Ian. Especially because a job is not personal growth. Oh, for heaven's sake! All right, I must look. See, I'm arguing with my own inner Xander.
But the pay's better.
The one thing holding him back in his personal growth...
Yeah, that's actual professional growth, but I'm not re-recording that line.
This moment, the one thing holding him back in his personal growth and his relationships is actually his own assured...
And his relationships... Yes, Anya might technically be considered high maintenance. But... it doesn't really, that's neither here nor there, really, when it comes to their relationship. Especially if you choose to be with a person. I mean, is she high maintenance? All the demon stories and flaying and killing men. Xander's probably low maintenance, but he's also probably an example of why low maintenance is a bad thing. Or low maintenance can be a bad thing in certain situations. Huh. I think I'm out on a limb there. Maybe best move on, Ian. Okay, Ian.
Forces may have brought him to this moment. The one thing holding him back in his personal growth and his relationships is actually his own assuredness of his pathetic nature.
Anya seemed fairly easygoing in early season 4. Men are evil. Will you go with me? I don't know about easygoing. She definitely targeted Xander. And was sort of committed to
landing him for the dance. But I don't know if that would make her easygoing.
Assuredness of his pathetic...
Assuredness of his... But I never help. I get in trouble and Buffy saves me.
A little. You have to help me figure this out, you know.
But I never.
There it is.
But I never help. I get in trouble and Buffy saves me.
nature.
But I never help. I get in trouble and Buffy saves me.
Conversely, when he's...
Again, I actually, it's 1 a.m., but I feel better too. Thank you, Muggles. I actually wouldn't technically qualify the term high maintenance as a bad thing, just so we're clear. And I think sometimes low maintenance can be a bad thing, just so we're clear.
Awkwardness of his pathetic nature.
But I never help. But I never help. I get in trouble and Buffy saves me.
Conversely, when he is stripped of his own self-doubt,
Watch out!
Nope, nope, nope. That's wrong.
He saves me.
Conversely, when he is stripped of his own self-doubt, suddenly his career and love life take major steps forward.
Personal growth should have been the apartment. Damn it. We'll go back and fix that. Yeah, so we'll use the apartment there. So this will be, this is, since I'm not going to use this for personal growth.
You ever think about staying on full time?
What?
Nope, nope, nope. We don't want to use that. Bick.
Self-doubt, suddenly his...
Flash frame. Right there. Beauty.
Stripped of his own self-doubt, suddenly his career and love life take his career.
I really did. And you know what?
Save. Hey, she's looking at the camera now. But for all you guys know, it could be paused. I should put a clock in the shot with her. Oh, we lost a bunch of people for dinner. Oh, and it's the middle of the night in Europe. Never helps.
Stripped of his own self-doubt, suddenly his career and love life take major steps forward. As with the things Spike said to him in the Yoko factory.
Wait. I feel like... No, that's fine. Yoko...
You believe this? Like I'm some sort of useless lunk. It happened.
I do wonder, too, like, if you have so many expectations for yourself and bars you need to hit, which, you know, we're inevitably going to miss, how much of that becomes regret as opposed to just, I don't know, I'm sleepy and sick and need more cold medicine. I didn't need to blow my nose. Hold on. What were we doing? Oh, okay.
Forward. As with the things Spike said to him in the Yoko factor, in the first scene at the apartment, Anya's cutting nature validates the terrible things he already fears about himself are true.
That was in Primeval. Nope.
So
you do look sick. Have a cup of tea and get well soon. I appreciate it. Gotta keep moving.
Because I think...
There we go.
Because I think maybe they're right. Anya.
Damn it.
Anya, you can't that stuff away.
Why not?
God, I'm as good.
at the apartment, Anya's cutting nature validates the terrible things he already fears about himself are true.
Anya, you can't that stuff away.
Why not?
Because I think maybe they're right.
Okay, so now we go back to... What's the name of the episode? Replacement.
I told you, my construction job is ending. And...
In the Yoko factor, in the first scene at the apartment, Anya's cutting nature validates the terrible things he already fears about himself are true.
Anya, you can't that stuff away.
Why not?
Because I think maybe they're right.
But sexy Xander can actually hear what Anya's saying without making it mean anything about himself.
Is that one of the definitions of good listening? It's such an automatic impulse to... Sexy Xander. We'll use the phone call. Excuse me. There we go. Something about a push in, didn't mean that in a dirty way, that is very sexy.
Anya, you there?
I did not mean that. I'm talking about the camera.
Look, I know you're still mad, but I figure you're probably...
The push in on a handsome face. Is it push? Truck? Camera. I used to know these things. Truck? No, truck's side to side, isn't it? Tilt. Pan. Zoom. Is it just a zoom? Something about a zoom in? Why did I think push? Zoom is when the lens moves, but when you move the whole camera... Oh, dolly in? Why am I getting... I'm sick and need more cold medicine. Never mind.
Because I think maybe they're right.
But sexy Xander can actually hear what...
I was getting sick. Mm-mm-mm.
9 o'clock.
5, 6, 7.
Xander can actually hear what Anya's saying without making it mean anything about himself. And by actually being able to listen to her affords Anya maybe her most important character-building moment in the series so far.
There we go. Ma.
You don't understand what it's like.
Being suddenly human? I think I can get what that would be like. Yes, I think it is. You haven't been hurt.
There's a hurry.
There's no hurry.
Yes, there is. There's a hurry, Xander. I'm dying. I may have as few as 50 years left.
Hurry.
Yes, there is. There's a hurry, Xander. I'm dying. I may have as few as 50 years left.
How do we edit that?
There's a hurry, Xander. I'm dying.
That is a vital moment for her character. And it was... oh, here's what we do. So, take the audio from her, where she says, I'm dying, and unlink it from the shot of her. And then we'll unlink Xander's audio. So now we can compress this all the way down. And then we put her saying, I'm dying, under the shot of Xander. And that way, let's see how that looks.
Hurry, Xander. I'm dying. I may have as few as 50 years left.
Doesn't look great, but speeds it up a little bit.
Mean anything about himself, and by actually being able to listen to her affords Anya maybe her most important character building moment in the series. Actually hear.
Also, I think that sets up the gift and a whole bunch of other stuff, which is why I wanted to highlight it.
And actually hear what
not the gift, the body.
Anya's saying without making it mean anything about himself. And by actually being able to listen to her affords Anya maybe her most important character building moment in the series so far.
There's a hurry, Xander. I'm dying. I may have as few as 50 years left.
As a former immortal, she has a...
Former immortal... I'm flunking math. And she's...
I brought ruin to the heads of unfaithful...
She's not technically mortal, or immortal there, but... saying immortal. Oh yeah, that shot's more imposing to me.
50 years left.
As a former immortal, she has a paralyzing fear of her own mortality.
Former immortal, she has a paralyzing fear of her own mortality. Can I trade the kids for more cash? That would be kind of funny there. Paralyzing fear. Oh, her running away in graduation day. You know what? I hope you die. Aren't we going to kiss? Well, I'm sorry I give you barfy feelings. Is she only in part 1? I'm guessing she's only in part 1. I thought she came back one more time. I guess not. There it is.
Would miss us. We could take turns driving. Years left.
As a former immortal, she has a paralyzing fear of her own...
It's kind of jump cutty. So let's use the Xander half of the take first, and then hers.
She has a paralyzing...
Wait, is that a flash frame? Did I get one frame of her face? I didn't.
Paralyzing fear of her own mortality, and with her injured arm and the days just rolling past...
Injured arm... Real... me? Yeah. No, excuse me, not a single filler episode so far. This season of the show is so tightly scripted, I think. Oh, it's at the end. What am I doing? And I say in this video, I wonder how much of it is a reaction to what happened in season 4. There we go.
Her injured arm. And the days just...
Now we can use... Can I trade the...
rolling... Her injured arm and the...
Okay, so...
Days just... roll...
Actually, so let's eliminate the hit there. So we'll start where she falls through the doorway.
Her injured arm and the days just rolling past.
There we go. Now we do money for more kids. Or kids for more money. Zoop. Because there's a sense to me of accumulation there. Must accumulate.
Really?
Yes.
Now I'm burned with a husband and several tiny pink children. More cash than I can reasonably manage. I'm so pleased. Can I trade in the children for more cash?
As an immortal, you fear death more than those for whom it comes naturally. I think that follows, yeah.
Is just rolling past.
Can I trade in the children for more cash?
She is anxious to do as much living as possible.
Anya, what is this? What's going on with you?
What's going on with me is my arm hurts and I'm tired and I don't really feel like taking it to tour of beautiful things that I can't have.
It's so biting and harsh.
Fans are very attractive.
No.
But it's only biting and harsh when looking at it from his perspective, which I get. Yeah, of course, that's kind of the whole point, though. Is like sexy Xander manages to have the same scene and not make it mean anything about him. And so you get to the root of the problem.
Past.
Can I trade in the children for more cash?
She is anxious to do as much living as possible. Under normal circumstances, Anya's anxiety might have triggered Xander's, but...
Anya's anxiety might have triggered Xander's. There's this whole deal where I get to be immortal. Season 4. Oh! Well, no. The Harsh Light of Day.
So I'm over you now.
Okay.
Okay.
okay?
Alright, how long have we been streaming here for? 3.5 hours? Well, that's not bad. The cat has been far more boring than I thought she was going to be. Get me views! Bonk. Really? Have some pride. Alright, I'm going to take a break for dinner. And then I'm going to take some cold medicine and maybe make a coffee and a water and another Gatorade. Lots of fluids. And I'll be back probably in an hour or two. I am not staying up all night for this one, so this video will not be done tonight. It will be done tomorrow. But we're making good progress. There is a lot to go yet. I think we just crossed the halfway mark, kind of, sort of. So, if you're around in a bit and want a cubicle buddy with me, I will be here. Otherwise, look for the video tomorrow. We might do a premiere. I haven't done a premiere in quite a while. All right, thanks, everyone.